that, and that would those kind of suggestions actually helped my play a lot, I think, and I think I gained a lot of benefit from streaming and sifting through all the bad responses to find the actual helpful um, posts, and I'm very grateful for that, for all the people that helped me out, and I think really improved my play. And also, I mean, it's a lot of fun. Sometimes I ask myself, like, why do I stream when all these people just criticize me? But it can just be a lot of fun. First off, knowing that there's like 1,000 random people across the world. When you hear like where people are from, like all across the world watching you play, and that they're not watching because like they have to or something. They're watching because they enjoy you play, and that's a pretty cool thing. And just seeing their comments, even sometimes when they're negative, it can be pretty funny. Like I do get mad at my at my chat a lot, but it can be pretty funny sometimes.
And also, during your time in the beta, you've participated in several tournaments. I believe you participated in getting very far in things like the U.S. Weekly the Craft Cup. You've competed in the MLG King of the Beta Hill, and you briefly participated in the HDH Invitational. How much have you been enjoying the beta competitive scene?
I think it's great, the amount of tournaments that are going on right now. It's really reassuring seeing just like the number of money tournaments that are going on right now. It's absolutely absurd that the game is still in beta, and yet there are just tons of actual real money tournaments going on. If like a year ago someone had hosted a random $100 prize pool, Brood War tournament, everyone would have been all over that. So I find that really cool. As you said, I think I participated in one Craft Cup. I got like to the RO8, and then I got knocked out by I think Pain User of all people, maybe. I think that was what it was. He did some Banshee Viking strat on me that no one was doing at the time, and HDH that was a lot of fun. Those major props to Husky and HD for hosting that tournament and getting all that stuff set up and doing the work to get a sponsor in beta. It's surprisingly difficult to get sponsors when the game is still in beta, as opposed to the difference from when it's actually out. So I mean, I've been enjoying it a lot. In the past like month or so, I haven't entered in any tournaments just because I haven't been playing 1v1 as seriously, both because I was spending so much time getting a job, working on getting a job, moving back from college, making the transition. I didn't have much practice time. I did participate actually in the Team Liquid Invitational, which was fun. I played against Huck. I went 1-2 against him, and that was a lot of fun. Those were just some fun games. And then I think he went off to win 3rd place or something. And then I haven't done any tournaments since then. But I think I just really haven't had the dedication at this point to practice and try for tournaments when the beta is just about to end, and we're gonna have a while before the game actually comes out. So I think I'm just kind of biding my time, having fun until the actual real game comes out.
Fair enough. On the HDH tournament, I gotta say, they were just mean. They just set you up for slaughter, really, putting you up against Idra. They should have put you up with the other ones who are sort of just famous names, but weren't like people who are playing 13 hours a day. Like, if you should have gone up like with like Day 9 and Tasteless and those guys. I think you would have had a bit more fun.
Yeah, In Control. I mean, like, obviously they set up every single match. They handpicked every match, and they thought it would be funny since, we're the two either BM or Rage players, and everybody thought that was great. And you know what? I mean, it wasn't great for me, but it was good for the tournament because they got a lot. I know there were a lot of people that were saying, "Oh my God, I can't wait to see Orb versus Idra. It's like battle of the BM players," So I know they got a lot of publicity about it. I think the only match that they got more like personal messages about, like wanting to see the match, was between Day 9 and Tasteless. So I mean, that was good for the tournament. I understand why they did it. Yeah, it's bad for me because like, I don't think anyone actually, even though the polls said like some people thought I was going to win, I don't think anyone actually realistically thought I was going to win versus Hydra. But on the other hand, it did set me up for that cool kind of position where I did get to take a game off of Hydra. So I mean, it's kind of a cool situation where I went 1-2 versus Hydra, and then a player which everyone, not everyone, but so many people view Noni as a better player than me, for good reason, since he was, so good at Brood War. He went 0-3 versus Hydra when I went 1-2. So I mean, it's hard to compare, and Hydra could have gotten a lot better in that time, but it's still just kind of a cool outcome from that. And it would have been cool cooler to go further in the tournament. But it is what it is. They did it for the popularity of the tournament, which I understand.
Actually, I would have to say you're doing really well. I know you're sort of like the same thing I said with when I interviewed the little one. You guys are sort of new to the scene, and yet you're still you're making ground slowly, but I can see in the future you making you being right up there competing with the rest of them if you go with it, if you go for it. So how do you like this reputation though?
I mean, it's got its ups and downs, of course. Like, it's really, I mean, it's cool being known, and like almost every time we do like 2v2 or 3v3 or something like that, someone in the game is like, "Are you the real orb?" So I mean, it's kind of cool being known, and having that fame or whatever, and having people know who I am. But on the other hand, of course, like the negative connotations with my my status or whatever of people knowing me as a nerd rager, as they like to refer to me as, is of course kind of bad, because especially if I post something on the forums, people often just dismiss it as, oh, you're just raging or something. So I mean, it has its good and goods and its bads. So, but I think overall, if I had to like choose to do it again or not, go back in time or whatever, I think I would definitely do it again. I think it's the goods outweigh the bads.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the show Orb Knows Best. How did that show first become developed?
Actually, it was I think I was streaming one of those stream sessions where it was like 6 a.m. And like everybody that was watching was from Europe, so it was like they were watching at normal times, but it was like 6 a.m. for me. And I think somebody on IRC sent me a replay, and they were like, "Hey, is there any chance you could look over this replay for me? I'm a gold player, and I'm having some trouble figuring out what I did wrong." And I looked over the replay, and I helped him out, and I was streaming while I was doing it, and I just got like tons of good feedback from it. Everybody was like, that was really helpful. Even even people that it wasn't their race that was being reviewed, they were like, I learned a lot from that about timing and things like that, and oh, you should do this more often. And I started to think about, well, if I'm going to do this more often, maybe I could make it into something that's like, instead of just like randomly doing it on the stream, when people happen to send me replays, maybe I could make it into something where people actually send me replays more often, and I record it so that more people can end up seeing it, and that person can watch it multiple times and really see what I'm saying over and over again. Because I remember back at some stage in Brood War, there was something Team Liquid held that was like, get a noob replay reviewed by a pro or something, and I happened to submit a replay, and it actually got reviewed, and it helped my play a lot. I think it was 50 cal Still Life that reviewed it, and that was really helpful to me. So I think that influenced it a lot. And I decided to make it, and I asked people on the stream like what I should make the name, and someone was like, Orb Knows Best, and I thought it would be like a funny name, so that's what I made the name. And then I started making it. I actually got a lot of bad feedback before I had started the show. Like when I made the thread for the show and hadn't made a show yet, I got tons of people saying, oh, you have no place reviewing replays, this is going to be terrible, you're just going to rage about balance while you do this. And even like TL admins in IRC and stuff were saying that like they were making bets on how long I would make it before just quitting. And apparently Chill made some bet against Hotbit or something, for me lasting more than one episode or something like that. And I mean, then it actually ended up being really good, because once I actually did the show, and once people saw that I wasn't raging during the show, because I only rage like, if I have a reason to rage, if I'm losing and I don't understand why I'm losing, something like that. So I'm just trying to help out people, and once people saw that and they saw the actual show, all the negative feedback kind of died down, and people were like, oh, okay, this is actually pretty cool. And then all the people that started benefiting from it and that liked the advice that was given gave me some really good feedback from it, so that was really good.
I do have to say, the manner when you did Orb Knows Best, the manner you did the show in, and the amount of respect you gave to people of all different types of skill levels was really good. I actually got one of my replays put on the show on the second episode.
Oh, wow.
The ZVP on Steps of War on like your second episode.
Oh, wow.
And
I would look at that, except my live stream was banned, so I can't watch any of the episodes anymore.
your live stream is banned.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll finish whatever question you were saying, then I'll talk about that afterwards, I guess.
Oh well, I was just saying. I was just commenting that it's you've made a really respectful tone with the show, and it was very good. So what was the process back then when you were doing it of creating an episode?
The process was like, I've always been kind of a procrastinator, so it would end up being like 1 hour before the show, and some days I would have something like, or